Your blood sugar is screaming at 3 in the morning, and you know exactly what that feels like. That panic when you wake up sweating, shaking, wondering if tonight's the night something terrible happens. Forget insulin. I'm not here to sell you another complicated program or some expensive supplement you can't pronounce. I'm here because I know you're tired of living like a prisoner in your own body, counting every bite, praying every number on that meter doesn't ruin your entire day. You deserve to sleep peacefully without your glucose acting like a roller coaster that never stops. There's something so beautifully simple you can do before bed, something that takes less time than brushing your teeth, and it can help stabilize those terrifying spikes that steal your energy and your hope. Hit that like button right now, because what I'm about to share changed everything for people just like you, people who thought they'd never feel normal again. And do me a favor, write in the comments, "I will win." Just those 3 words, because you will. Did you know that many dishes that seem healthy for diabetics can actually be dangerous? Discover the recipes that really work. Stop feeling limited or insecure in the kitchen. My book brings together delicious and easy recipes, specially created to keep your blood sugar under control and add more flavor to your life. I've already helped thousands of diabetics eat better, feel happier, and achieve a lighter life with my book. Every recipe has been tested and approved by those who understand the needs of people living with diabetes. Click the link in the first comment of this video now and get immediate access to the book that will transform your meals today. Well, this isn't about perfection or giving up the foods you love or spending hours in the kitchen. This is about 5 minutes before you close your eyes. 5 minutes that can make tomorrow morning feel like a gift instead of a battle. You've been told 1,000 times that managing diabetes is hard work, and maybe you believed it. Maybe you still do. But what if I told you the secret isn't in doing more, but in doing something so small, so gentle, that it feels almost too easy to work? No more sugar crashes. That's what I want for you. I want you to wake up feeling human again, not like some science experiment gone wrong. Your body isn't broken, it's just overwhelmed, and it's begging you for something different, something kind. This 5-minute routine isn't magic, but it feels close when you see your morning numbers start to settle down, when you realize you slept through the whole night without waking up in a cold sweat. Let me tell you about Margaret from Ohio. She's 72, been diabetic for 11 years, and she was so tired of the constant worry that she almost gave up trying. Her doctor kept adding medications, her daughter kept lecturing her about carbs, and Margaret just wanted one peaceful morning where she didn't feel like a failure before breakfast. Then she started doing something incredibly simple every single night, something her grandmother used to do without even knowing why it worked. Within 2 weeks, her fasting glucose dropped from 190 to 135. Within a month, she was crying happy tears because she finally felt like herself again. She didn't buy anything fancy. She didn't overhaul her entire life. She just gave her body 5 minutes of attention before bed. So what did Margaret do? She started drinking warm cinnamon water right before sleep. Stop taking pills. I'm not saying throw away your medication. I'm saying give your body some backup, some natural support that works while you're dreaming. Cinnamon isn't just a spice you sprinkle on toast. It's been used for centuries because it helps your cells listen to insulin better, like opening a door that's been stuck shut. When you drink warm cinnamon water before bed, you're essentially telling your liver to calm down, to stop dumping sugar into your bloodstream in the middle of the night. Your liver thinks it's helping you, but when you're diabetic, that midnight sugar release is exactly what causes those terrifying 3 a.m. spikes. 1 teaspoon of real Ceylon cinnamon in warm water, stirred for 30 seconds, sipped slowly while you're winding down. That's it. That's the first part of this routine. No cooking, no complicated recipes, just you, some warm water, and a spice you probably already have in your cabinet. Now here's why this works so well at night specifically. Your body does most of its repair work while you sleep, and your liver is particularly active between midnight and 4 in the morning. If you go to bed with your blood sugar already elevated, or with nothing to help regulate that overnight release, you're setting yourself up for a rough morning. The cinnamon acts like a gentle brake, slowing down that sugar dump without stopping it completely, because you still need some glucose for energy. Think of it like this. Your liver is a worried parent who keeps checking on you every hour, making sure you have enough energy, but sometimes that parent is a little too anxious and overdoes it. The cinnamon whispers, "Relax, everything's fine. We don't need that much right now." And your liver actually listens, People who do this consistently report waking up with numbers 20 to 40 points lower than they used to, and that difference is freedom. That's the difference between starting your day defeated or starting it with hope. You can make this even more powerful by adding it to a simple evening walk, just 10 minutes around your house or your block. No strict diets. I'm not asking you to become an athlete or train for a marathon. I'm asking you to move your body gently after dinner before you settle in for the night. When you walk after eating, even just a slow, easy stroll, your muscles start pulling glucose out of your bloodstream, like tiny vacuum cleaners. They don't need insulin to do this. They just do it naturally because movement is what muscles were designed for. Combined with that cinnamon water before bed, you're giving your body a 1-2 punch against those nighttime spikes. Margaret started walking just 8 minutes after dinner. Nothing intense, sometimes she'd just walk around her living room while watching the news, but she did it every single night, and her body responded like it had been waiting for permission to heal. Here's something else that makes this routine so effective, and it's something most doctors won't tell you because they're focused on medication, not lifestyle. Stress and poor sleep are absolutely destroying your blood sugar control, maybe even more than the food you eat. When you're stressed, your body releases cortisol, and cortisol tells your liver to release stored sugar because your body thinks you're in danger and need energy to run away. But you're not running, you're just sitting there worrying, and all that extra sugar has nowhere to go. So it floats around in your bloodstream, damaging your vessels, exhausting your pancreas, making everything worse. The simple act of having a calming nighttime routine, drinking warm cinnamon water slowly, taking a gentle walk, breathing deeply, it signals to your body that you're safe, that everything's okay, and that cortisol starts to drop. Lower cortisol means lower nighttime glucose, means better sleep, means waking up ready to face the day instead of already exhausted from battling your own body all night long. Think about how you feel right now at the end of most days. You're probably exhausted, worried about tomorrow's numbers, maybe guilty about something you ate, wondering if you'll ever feel normal again. Forget insulin. Not literally, but imagine for a moment what it would feel like to know you've done something good for your body, something so simple that it takes less effort than making coffee. I want you to write in the comments, "I believe in my recovery," because belief is where healing starts. You have to believe your body wants to be well, that it's not your enemy, that with just a little support, a little kindness, it can start to balance itself again. This 5-minute routine isn't a cure, but it's a conversation with your body. A gentle reminder that you're paying attention, that you care, that you're willing to meet it halfway. Now, let's add one more element that completes this routine and makes it even more powerful. About 20 minutes before you drink your cinnamon water, eat a small handful of raw almonds, maybe 6 or 7 pieces. Almonds are packed with magnesium, and most diabetics are severely deficient in magnesium without even knowing it. Magnesium helps your body use insulin more effectively, it calms your nervous system, and it actually improves your sleep quality. When you combine almonds with cinnamon water and that evening walk, you're creating a perfect storm of glucose stability. The healthy fats in the almonds slow down any remaining digestion from dinner, preventing sharp rises, while the magnesium supports your cells in actually absorbing the glucose instead of leaving it floating around causing damage. You don't need a lot. You don't need to eat a whole bag, just a small handful, chewed slowly maybe while you're watching TV or reading before bed. This is what real diabetes management looks like for regular people living regular lives. It's not about becoming perfect or never eating carbs again or spending 2 hours a day exercising. It's about finding small, sustainable habits that actually fit into your life and make you feel better, not worse. No more sugar crashes. Imagine waking up tomorrow and your fasting glucose is 120 instead of 180. Imagine going a whole week without a single terrifying middle-of-the-night episode. Imagine your doctor looking at your numbers with surprise and pride instead of concern and disappointment. This is possible, not because I'm selling you false hope, but because hundreds of people have already done it using this exact routine. They didn't have special willpower or secret knowledge. They just had the courage to try something simple and stick with it long enough to see results. Let me tell you about Robert from Texas. He's 68, retired mechanic, loves his barbecue and sweet tea, thought diabetes was just his genetic destiny. His A1C was 9.2, his feet were starting to tingle, and his wife was terrified she'd lose him. Robert wasn't interested in giving up his lifestyle completely, But he was willing to try this 5-minute routine because it didn't ask him to become a different person. He started with the evening walk, just around his garage at first because he was embarrassed about his neighbors seeing him. Then he added the almonds because his wife made it easy by leaving them on the counter every evening. Finally, he tried the cinnamon water, and honestly, he thought it tasted pretty good. 3 months later, his A1C dropped to 7.1. 6 months later, 6.8. His feet stopped tingling. His energy came back. He still eats barbecue sometimes, still drinks sweet tea on special occasions, but his body isn't in constant crisis mode anymore because he gave it this one simple gift every single night. The beautiful thing about this routine is that it compounds over time. The first few nights you might not notice anything dramatic. Maybe your numbers drop 10 points. Maybe they don't move at all. But you keep going because you know your body needs time to adjust, time to remember what balance feels like. Stop taking pills. After a week, you'll probably notice you're sleeping more deeply, waking up less often, feeling slightly more rested. After 2 weeks, your fasting glucose starts to stabilize. Those wild swings start to smooth out. After a month, you realize you haven't had a scary episode in weeks, that you're not thinking about your diabetes every single minute of every single day. And after 3 months, you might find yourself doing things you thought were impossible, like playing with your grandchildren without getting exhausted, like planning a trip without panicking about your supplies, like actually believing you can live well with this condition instead of just surviving it. Your body is incredibly intelligent, more intelligent than any doctor or any medication could ever be. It knows how to heal itself when given the right support, the right environment, the right encouragement, but it can't do it alone, and it can't do it when you're constantly in panic mode, stressed out, overwhelmed, convinced nothing will ever work. This 5-minute routine is your peace offering to your body. It's you saying, I hear you, I see you, I'm going to help you. And your body responds because that's what bodies do when they feel supported instead of attacked. The cinnamon helps your cells communicate better. The almonds provide the nutrients your body desperately needs. The evening walk clears out excess glucose, and the calm routine itself lowers your stress hormones. All of this working together, all of this happening in just 5 minutes, creates an environment where your glucose can finally stabilize. I know you've probably tried 100 different things, spent money on supplements that didn't work, followed advice that made you feel worse, listened to people who don't understand what it's like to live with diabetes every single day. No strict diets. This isn't another one of those disappointments. This is something real, something practical, something you can start tonight without buying anything special or changing your entire life. All I'm asking is that you give it 2 weeks. 2 weeks of doing this routine every single night. No exceptions, no skipping. No telling yourself it won't work before you even try. 2 weeks to see if your body responds, to see if those morning numbers start to shift, to see if you finally get a glimpse of what stable glucose feels like. You deserve that glimpse. You deserve to know that better is possible, that easier is achievable, that you're not doomed to live in constant fear and exhaustion for the rest of your life. Write in the comments, hope is alive. Because it is. Hope is alive in every person who refused to give up, who tried one more thing even when they were exhausted, who believed their body was still capable of healing. You are one of those people, whether you know it yet or not. You clicked on this video because something inside you is still fighting, still hoping, still believing that tomorrow can be better than today. Honor that part of yourself by taking this 5-minute routine seriously. Make it sacred. Make it non-negotiable. Make it your nightly promise to yourself that you're worth the effort, that your health matters, that you're not giving up. And watch what happens when you finally give your body what it's been asking for all along. Consistency, support, and a little bit of kindness. The science behind this routine is solid, but you don't need to understand every biochemical pathway to benefit from it. You just need to know that cinnamon has been shown in multiple studies to lower fasting glucose by improving insulin sensitivity, that magnesium deficiency is directly linked to poor glucose control, that gentle evening activity reduces overnight glucose spikes by up to 30%, and that stress reduction through routine and ritual can lower your A1C by 0.5 point or more. Forget insulin. These aren't claims I'm making up. These are facts backed by research, by real people's experiences, by the simple truth that your body responds to consistent, loving care. You've been trying to force your body into submission with medication and restriction, but what if all it needed was this gentle 5-minute invitation to heal? Think about the last time you felt truly hopeful about your diabetes management. Maybe it was years ago. Maybe it was never. But right now, in this moment, you have the opportunity to create that feeling for yourself. Not through some expensive program or complicated protocol, but through something so simple you could teach it to a child. Warm cinnamon water, a handful of almonds, a gentle walk after dinner, that's it. That's the routine that's changing lives, that's helping people sleep peacefully, that's giving them their mornings back. No more sugar crashes. You don't have to be perfect starting tomorrow. You just have to be willing to try, willing to believe, willing to give yourself this small gift every single evening. And if you commit to these 5 minutes, I promise you'll start to see changes that make everything else feel possible. Your diabetes doesn't define you, but how you manage it can absolutely transform your life. You can wake up feeling defeated every single day, or you can wake up feeling like you're finally working with your body instead of against it. You can spend your energy worrying about worst-case scenarios, or you can spend it doing things that actually make you feel alive. This routine is your bridge from where you are now to where you want to be. It's not the only thing you'll ever need to do, but it's a foundation, a starting point, a daily reminder that you're taking action, that you're in control, that you're choosing health over fear. And that choice, repeated every single night, becomes the most powerful medicine you could ever take. I'm leaving a recommended video on your screen right now that you absolutely need to click. It goes deeper into foods that stabilize blood sugar throughout the entire day. And it complements everything you just learned perfectly. Don't skip it. Your future self will thank you for watching it right now while you're motivated and ready. Click that video, keep learning, keep taking action, and keep believing that you're capable of so much more than you've been told. You've got this.